Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So guys, in today's video we're going to be learning how to cut and sew this beautiful corset crop top. If that's something you're interested in, do make sure to keep watching and let's get started. So the first thing we're going to be marking now will be to mark ½ inches from the center of the pattern paper like so, and then make use of my rule to draw a straight line. Then I'm gonna just take my bra cup and place my bra cup at that ½ inch line that we just marked. Yeah, but you should endeavor to make sure that the top of the cup like so lies at the top of the pattern paper like so. Just place it there, and then you trace the shape of the cup onto the pattern paper. Just this, the way the cup is placed on the paper, that's the same way I'm just going to be tracing it onto the pattern paper. And when I'm done with tracing, I'm just going to get rid of the pattern paper and place my underbust measurement on at the bottom of the cup like so, the curved part there, and it's 13. Mark the length of the top 20, and then I'll be ruling a straight line at that 20 marked point because this is the length that she wanted. Yeah, now that I'm done with that, I'm just going to be labeling that my waistline there. And now to insert the bust measurements, I'll just replace the cup like you've seen me. I've replaced the cup back, and then I'm just going to be placing my tape. That's the beginning of the tape should be at the beginning of the pattern paper and not at the ½ inch line. So yeah, basically like so, and then insert her bust measurement. So her bust measurement is 35 divided by 4 gives 8 3/4. I'll be adding 2½ inches giving 11 1/4. Yeah, and I also go to the waistline there and also insert her waist measurement. So our waist measurement is 28. So 28 divided by 4 gives 7. I'll be marking 7 and then adding 2½ inches, that's 9 1/2. I'm just going to go ahead now to just connect the allowances together like so with a straight line. And yeah, for the curved part, I'm just going to go ahead now and mark ½ inches inwards all around, ½ inches inwards. And now that I'm done, that's basically it for the front pattern. I'm just going to go ahead now and just cut this out, and yeah, cut it at that part. Yeah, so that's it for the front pattern. We're done with our front pattern. The next thing will be to go ahead and cut out the back pattern. So for the back pattern, it's basically the same thing with the front pattern, just that I want mine to be having lacing like you've seen from the final result. I'm just going to be marking 2½ inches from the front pattern, and then just place that at the edge of the paper. I don't know if you get what I mean, just basically what you see me do. And basically I'm just going to go ahead now and just trace the same thing, mark out the same thing with the front pattern, just marking out points that will just guide me to just draw those straight lines that are needed. So I'm just going to go ahead and just connect all those lines together, and this is it for our back pattern. I'm just going to go ahead now and cut these out also. Yeah, and this is for our front and our back pattern. This, like, it's very simple. This is the most simplest tutorial you ever see. Yeah, so now I'm just going to go ahead now and place this pattern onto the fabric and cut it out. So I went ahead and I placed the pattern and added ½ inches above and ½ inches below for the front. For the back, I have added ½ inches below, above, and also at the center back. That's the center where the loop is going to go into. And I also went ahead to cut out the lining piece, and you can see that the lining is kind of ½ inches shorter than the main fabric. So yeah, that's what you're going to be doing. The next thing I'm going to do now will be to go ahead and iron interfacing onto the fabric like so. After I was done ironing interfacing, this is how it was looking like iron for the front and also for the back. So the next thing I'm going to do now will be to go ahead now and just place the front and the back right sides facing each other like so, and then I'm just going to go ahead now to sew. And yeah, I'm just going to go ahead now to just line place our bias tips at different positions that you want it to be. And also for the back, I'll be leaving ½ inches and then placing it there for both sides of the back. After I was done placing the bias tips, this is what it was looking like. The next thing I'll be to insert the cup. So yeah, in our last video, that's our previous video, I showed how to cover your bra cup and also how to cut out your lining piece, so you can do well to check that out. So yeah, to join the bra cup, I'm just going to be placing it like so from one end, and basically just stitch by half of an inch in a way that it just shows at that end of the cup. All around the cup we have this soft part. So yeah, I'm just going to sew it all around, all through to the other end of the cup, and I'll just be repeating this for the other cup also. And after I was done inserting both cups, this is what it's looking like. This is how it's looking, so beautiful and neat. The next thing I'll be to work on the lining. So yeah, for the lining, I went ahead and I did the same thing that I did with the main fabric, basically the same thing with the cups and everything. So I'm just going to be placing them right sides facing each other like so, and then stitch at the top by half of an inch all through to the other end. And after I was done stitching, I also went ahead to give it a top stitch, and this is how it's looking so neat. So yeah, I want to just show you guys a little trick that will make your corset game better than what you've known maybe before. So yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, whenever you sew corset, kind of the lining just kind of tends to poke out of the corset itself. So yeah, today I'm going to be showing you guys how I'm going to be making use of this gun. Just basically apply your hot glue, and then just kind of press it against each other like so, in a way that the lining stays in, and you can see how it's different from the other side, how it stays so neat. So I'm just going to continue this process all through to the end of the cup, and after I was done, see how it looks so neat. We don't have our lining poking out through the top of the corset. So yeah, that's something that I feel is really important. So the next thing I'll be to go ahead now and insert our boning. So for this, I'm making use of just soft boning. So I'll just be inserting the boning until it has gotten to the top, that's the end of the corset at the top. And once I've noticed that it has gotten, I'm just going to be marking that point there, and then drawing the boning down and cutting it half inches above that marked point, and then just pass the rest in like so, so that we have kind of a space to turn the corset inside out. I'm just going to go ahead now and do this for all of the other casings. And after I was done doing for all of the other casings, this I was looking like, so it's looking a bit puffy, but we're going to iron that later. So the next thing I'll be to go ahead now and turn it's like so, right sides facing each other also, and basically just stitch by half of an inch all through to the end. And after I was done, this is what we have. I'm just going to go ahead now to turn this inside out through that opening that we have, through the sides opening, just turn it inside out, and this is what we have. I'm just going to go ahead now and give this a good press with my iron. And after I was done ironing it, this is what we have. I also went ahead to fold in the other side, so I'm just going to show you guys how I did that with this other part. So just fold in that half inch of the fabric itself that we gave earlier, just fold it perfectly in, and I'll later make use of an iron to just iron it down. And after I was done folding it and ironing down, this is what we have. The next thing I'll be to go ahead and mark out the points where I want to be inserting the loops. So for mine, I made use of 2 inches of 2 inches each, 2 inches gap. So the next thing I'll be to work on the loop and the lacing. So I was just making use of my bias, folding it further into 2 and just stitching all through to the end. So after I was done with the bias, this is what we have. So now for each loop, I'll be making use of 2.5 inches. In total, we need 12 loops. So I'm just going to go ahead now and just cut out the loops, each measuring 2.5 inches. And after I was done cutting all, this is what we have. So the next thing I'll be to just fold in the loop in like so, and then just place them at their individual points where we want them to be, at those marked points where I want to be inserting the loops. So just place each one at each of their respective points, and then I'm done. I'm just going to go ahead now to just stitch it down like so, and also repeat the same thing for the other side. And after I was done, this is what it was looking like, looking so neat and beautiful. And that's basically it for this corset. The next thing now will just be to go ahead and lace it up. So for the lacing, we are going to be making use of the same bias, just in the same way we created that of the loop, just folding the bias tape in the same way, and that's how we got our lacing. And that's basically it. I'm just going to go ahead now to just lace this up, and that's basically it for this beautiful corset top. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, do not forget to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on future videos. Thank you guys for watching once again. Bye bye, and see you in my next video.